Law of love in operation. Consciousness is love because it operates as the field of relationship everywhere all at once. As the structure by which anything and everything comes into existence, consciousness operates with the concerns of all beings as its own. It adjudicates the concerns of all beings, and that is love. Revealed in humanity. The operational distinction of love is operating with another person's concerns as your own concerns while maintaining your identity. A concern is an action that you deem will enhance or sustain your physical, mental, emotional, and/or spiritual well-being. At the beginning of a relationship, people are often attentive to each other's concerns. They fall out of love when they stop addressing each other's interests and priorities. People have difficulty sustaining love for a very simple reason. They do not listen to what is important to the other person. Instead, they lead with their own ideas and intentions. To experience the connection of fulfilling love, you must own your conversations. This means take responsibility for your actions and fulfill your duties as the being you came here to be. Responsibility is an internal operation that provides a way to be centered in being. Antithesis. The opposite of love is narcissism. If someone only addresses another person's concerns to benefit themselves, then they are not authentically expressing love. Often narcissists cannot articulate another person's concerns, and therefore they lack love and compassion. Similarly, if someone lacks self-love, they will find it difficult to feel love for others. Application: how to love. Love of all. When you are connected with eternal consciousness, love is natural because everything exists in love. In other words, eternal consciousness is love. When you operate from being, you naturally love yourself and everything else. One way to connect with infinite universal consciousness is by focusing on laws of being. This allows greater alignment with being and clearer embodiment of love than when you navigate from your personal self. When you follow laws of being, you discover your identity as both a human and as a divine being. When you realize your integrated compound nature, it is easier to maintain your being-based sovereignty than when you are easily swayed by personal ego. Loving yourself. Discover concerns that align with the operations of consciousness. These concerns help you progress in being. Concerns might be for learning, enhancing your ability to listen to conscience, identifying your responsibilities and duties, and completing incompletion. Next, take action to address these concerns. For example, take care of your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. Loving others. Instead of being confused by love as an amorphous and possibly scary feeling, identify and take actions to address the concerns of others as given by conscience. Be open and curious about the experiences of others. Realize that fundamentally all beings are connected in consciousness and that as human beings we share many of the same concerns. Discover the concerns of others that lead to well-being and nurture that fulfillment. Awareness of connection happens naturally when you allow love to emerge through you and as you. Maintaining a relationship. When you love someone, their concerns are your concerns. If you find that you no longer care about another person's concerns, know that that relationship is dissolving. To rekindle the connection, listen to and address their concerns as your own without losing your identity. Anything that interferes with laws of being should be scrutinized. If your partner's concern is for something that interferes with health and well-being, ask yourself if you can authentically live with that concern in accordance with your own conscience. Look into your conscience to decide how best to nurture your own and the other person's well-being. This applies if your loved one's concern involves anything that is known to be unhealthy, for example. For best results, Express your concerns without coming across as judgmental. Important note: to be an effective human being, maintain healthy boundaries by learning what is yours to do and what is not. In other words, do not lose your identity in another human being's concerns. Absolute love. Instead of unconditional love, in this work we use the term absolute love. This is because human beings exist in conditions. In fact, we need them to survive. Maybe all beings exist in conditions. The only way to transcend conditions is to operate in the absolute, which encompasses everything, nothing, and all possibilities. This means there is no action, relationship, or existence that is outside the absolute. Unconditional love implies conditional love, which is duality. In oneness, everything is love. Absolute love is equated with eternal consciousness because consciousness exists without conditions and simultaneously with all possible conditions. As soon as you are no longer operating in the absolute, you enter a personal human state, which is also known as operating from ego.